Well, hello everybody. Welcome to two exciting races here tonight for Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. That's right, folks. We've got a doubleheader, and I am so privileged to be able to do comms for both of them. My name is Gar. I am one of your lovely commentators for the evening. Tonight, I am joined in the booth, at least for right now, by Saberwolf. Saberwolf, hello, sir. How are you?
Oh, hello, everybody. Double header action Blackjack Battle Royale. Woo!
Yeah, you love to see it.
Oh, everybody's been excited since yesterday when we were like, oh, we can do a double header. And we're going to be going all night long into 1 o'clock in the morning, probably. Because our second matchup does have permadeath with Wither. But we'll get to that probably in the second match. But yeah, we got some Ragnarok action first of all, which has its own spiciness to it.
Yes, indeed. So having not seen this match from either of our runners yet, I can only imagine how good it's going to be. I know that oneFreeFitz is a great runner in his own right. And HoneyDoo, newer member of the community, but has definitely been making some waves.
Yeah,
so
HoneyDoo has
looking forward
that past experience with randomizers and running and like that, so just kind of fit right into the community. So
yeah, and I think that's awesome. You love to see it.
But a Ragnarok table, one of the only tables I will say that has not replaced a card with a different card. Actually, they have a full plethora of what is it, 9. 12, 14, all 14 cards are active for them.
Yeah, and look at some of the synergies there. In round 2, they picked the Blaze Master.
Sorry, Finality Withers in this one. My bad.
There you go. So they do have that saving with the Sword Tech, and then Honey picked. So that was pick 2 of I guess that was round 2, and then HoneyDoo. Picking Samurai Dream immediately after that. Yeah. So, phenomenal there. But yeah, definitely the big ticket item is in round 1, that finality. Permadeath being enabled definitely changes how runners approach seeds just in general. So, that's always an exciting one to see.
Now, let's break down today's flagstones. So, you got shuffle statues, which means the the 3 gods of magic there. They will be in their normal positions in Kefka's Tower, but they'll be shuffled among each other, so Doom, Goddess, and Poltergeist, they'll be there, but they won't be in their normal spots. Again, Finality, which we both mentioned, Permadeath, so no life spells, no Phoenix Downs, no healing from buckets, no healing from tents, inns, or anything like that. When your characters die, they're dead. However, Phoenix does cast Life 3, so there is a little bit of an out there. Metas did pick Australe Start, so players will start with no gold, no tools, but these two start with the 3 Moodle Charms because this will take forever if we didn't have the Moodle Charms in our inventory.
Gotta have the Moodle Charms.
Yeah. Random commands, which means all the commands are on the table, and there could be potential duplicates. However, if you do start a character with specific command, it will be that specific command. Sentry bosses, so not only are the final bosses shuffled once the end of the game, they actually might be shuffled in the middle of just regular fights. There's a 20% chance that a boss will be in a regular encounter.
And that's very relevant too, given that at least one of my favorite checks to do right at the start of the game is Saban's Imperial Camp check, which has a set of 4 fixed encounters.
And since we do start with Saban, that's going to be very important to keep in the back of the heads of these runners. We do have Friends Skip, though, so if we do get 3 extra characters, we'll get a Kefka Skip. Blade Master and Samurai Dream, great synergy there. And then I'm going to skip ahead later on to also we have the Samurai, which is the end of round 3. So we do start with Saban and Cyan, both with Sword Tech, and have Samurai's Dream to unlock all the Sword Techs by doing the Domadrine checks. And so we have Cyan, we can immediately start the game with all the Sword Techs, with 2 characters.
Yes, indeed. And Sword Tech 7 is a personal favorite of mine, dealing quad damage, or 4 hits of damage, rather, that ignore defense. very, very strong, especially if you can get an early Strength +2 Esper, since Sword Tech, a lot of those skills are based almost entirely on your vigor. It's not uncommon to get, you know, level 40 whatever Cyan that can deal 4,000 damage a pop with Sword Tech 7, so very, very handy ability. Not to mention Sword Tech 8, which is a very high chance to cause instant death. Very, very useful in a lot of these fights.
Yep, no need for getting Doom or X-Zone or any of those at the end of the game there. We do have Wither, which means I hate saying this, the seizure condition, which is the constant degen of health, is automatically on. So attack that with Finality can be a little tricky when you get to Final Kefka. With you get the Fallen one, you get the trigger to the seizure damage there, so you could take out a lot of good character there at the end of the game. Vegan, which means no experience eggs are available to our runners. However, we do have potent Espers, which means Espers do cost a little bit less, 50 to 80% to cast, and they are recastable. So lots of magic there, especially you get a Bahamut or something. And then end of round 4, these two players that we have tonight picked a lot of dragon flavoring. Dragon's Egg, so the experience egg does come back into the play, but you can only get it by killing 2 dragons. And you also get a Dragoon set for doing that as well. Oh, no, sorry, no. Dragoon, Dragoon is you go start with Edgar with Jump. So we don't who we start with. We start with the Figueroa Brothers and Cyan.
Cyan, unfortunately, probably more just like a third wheel there.
Yeah,
you drag him around because you kind of have to.
But he does have a sword tech. But he will have all the sword techs. I mean, you have the other dreams. So I mean, it's possible.
But he keeps talking about his kid. You know, I don't know.
Sorry, that's just mean.
It is. All right. So, very interesting set of flags. I'm very curious to see how our runners handled it. So, Saberwolf, what do you think? You go ahead and give it a shot here.
Let's get this thing kicked off, shall we? Let's go ahead and right into the game action. So once again, we got oneFreeFitz on the left in the lavender leaves, and we have HoneyDoo on the right in the, I guess, also pinkish coloring set. very pink here tonight.
I would do exactly what Honey and Fitz are doing right now and head into Narsh, do a little bit of early looting. As far as the first check goes, it's like 99% chance that I just go straight for Imperial Camp. There are random encounters there that'll get me my levels, and from there I can just start doing the rest of the checks as I see fit. There's a bunch of them basically right around that little corner there. You can go from Imperial Camp right to Dome of Siege, from Dome of Siege into Phantom Train and or Barren Falls. A lot of options just clustered in a very small amount of space. So very good starting characters here.
I always hold off on Narsh because Narsh is not only a plethora of magic of items and chests and stuff, but it's also a shops thing. So I kind of like going to like other places, maybe. I mean, I don't know, like in getting some items from other places around. But then again, the characters we have starting here is not really many options. We don't have a Terror. We don't have. Well, we do have a Cyan though for Mount Zozo to try to get some items before hitting the shops. You know.
Yeah, sure.
But you don't want to loop in the dragon too early.
Unless you find something like Super Balls, yeah. Typically, you want to leave those dragons alone for a little bit until you're confident that you can kill them.
Oh, we do have some. We do have a Dragon Claw there in the weapon shop in Narsh. Good stats for Sabin. Also, Wing Edge is a good stats item.
I'm so torn on Wing Edge. There are, like, it's undeniably a pretty decent stat stick, and the instant death proc can be very useful. But 9 times out of 10, I just wind up selling it because I am almost certain to find something better. The stats, at least in the early game, don't matter all that much. And towards the end of the game, I'm looking for better sticks anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good stick to start with. We do find a golden hairpin, which would be nice for maybe recasting an Esper later on. I know you already have a reduced cost on them, but you could reduce it further with that item. That's one of my kind of hidden. That's one of those hidden gem items that some people do use. Yeah, we do have a. That's not French vanilla, Lobo. That's just vanilla.
That is just straight vanilla.
That's just straight vanilla. There's vanilla bean even.
Yeah, I think Gold Hairpin and Economizer are a couple of relics that get slept on a little bit. Gold Hairpin more than Econ. I think most people recognize that just having all your spells cost 1 MP is generally pretty good.
Oh, we get rename cards. Okay.
And hey, how about some rename cards? There we go. If those don't come up the rest of the seed, I'm coming for you, Fitz.
Hey, you never
I know where you live.
Hey, well, this particular table does not have a Thieves Gambit or anything like the Thief Hunter or anything like that. So there's no mandatory go to Coliseum for plus 20 speed or plus 20 vigor or plus 20 magic power or anything like that. But
sure,
name cards could be an Illumina for all you know in the Coliseum. You never know. HoneyDoo is going to go for an early check here on the Throne of Figaro. Free lunch is on, so this could be an Esper, and it is Bismarck. Ooh, and Merton and Quick. Wow, okay.
Merton and Quick, and Fitz found a red jacket in World of Balance.
And earrings.
So, one piece of it is online. No doubt Fitz is going to hit up the castle. He's going to find that Esper. He's going to see that Merton, and that's going to be in the back of his mind. Now, unfortunately, the 3 characters that he's got right now, probably not going to cast Merton with them. Their magic power... their magic power combined is typically lower than just like a starting realm. So,
Fritz is taking a play out of my book by cutting across the bridge there into the lower room there, and then looping back around to the item shop. I just started doing that in my runs lately. I kind of like it.
We were talking about Super Balls earlier. HoneyDoo did find them. They are in the castle, and so
that's a discount with Edgar.
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
So, Fitz might be in a better position after this loot. So lots of goodies in the castle there. So
Regal Crown, another good stats. Flame shields, there it is. Flame shields in the South Figaro World of Balance armor shop and enhancers.
So Merton, if he wants to make it a thing, it can be a thing. So if he picks up like a nice magic power character like a Realm, Celeste, or Terra, it's very easy to get that online.
Yeah, we don't have any Transcendent characters or anything, so we have the basic possible plus-minus percentage of a character that we could have. By the way, shout out Tyrell615 for the follow. Appreciate that.
HoneyDoo opting to switch and go loot some more in the World of Ruin, South Figaro. Edgar's going to get the discount here as well.
Well, Aprebs is going to be our other commentator. He's in the chat right now. He's going to be our commentator for the second match as well. I mean, he could join us for both. He won't join us for both Aprebs again.
Hi, Aprebs. I miss you.
We miss you very much. No Celeste, so we do not have the, unfortunately, Celeste's jail cell available to us right now.
Fitz at some point picked up a Hawkeye item. Hawkeye is basically the sniper's little brother. That's another weapon that gets slept on. I know I personally sleep on it quite a bit, but it's basically the same proc. It's I think it's a 50% chance to do double damage, so similar to a crit, and then a 25 or 50% chance to triple damage against flying targets.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just that the stats on it are a lot lower than the sniper, so it doesn't get as much attention. But it's not bad.
Fitz with no Moogle Charm on is going to take a critical combat. Finds a Brontosaurus, something you really don't want to find. We do, by the way, again, going back to Edgar with John, we are looking for a Dragonhorn here at some point for them. to try to get the multiple jumps there, with Edgar being a natural spear user. Will really get online with that.
Yeah, so if he finds like a Pearl Lance or an Aura Lance, he will find an Aura Lance. The statues are shuffled, so if nothing else, he will get one at the end of the game. Oh,
that was kind of
that's rude.
Yeah, I was gonna say sneeze. There's a little bit of less XP there for Saban, unfortunately. The Brachiosaur not really hitting very hard, but is going to take a bit because he does have a boatload of health.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar, the Brachiosaurs are basically the strongest enemy in the vanilla version of the game. I believe they can cast Ultima, if I'm not mistaken. I know that they can cast Meteor, which is a little bit ironic, but anyway, if he can kill it, it's going to give him a lot of experience. Unfortunately, Edgar with that jump not doing a whole lot of damage, and Fitz just opts to reset.
I did save, though, right before going into the basement area, so they will probably just put the Moogle Charm on and just say forget, try to get the levels there. Knowing that the Brachiosaurs are down there, and yep, there it goes, right on the Cyan. I would definitely skip that as well.
Yeah, if you had just a little bit more offense. Actually, if you had those Super Balls that HoneyDoo picked up, it'd be a great chance to kill one, I think. And killing one would basically set you up in levels for, the rest of the seed.
But doesn't really set them that far back, because both of them are, as you can see, in the basement of South Figaro. So they didn't really set them back too far.
No, HoneyDoo's basically up a Figaro castle at this point, and
in an Esper, so slight lead, I guess you could say.
I think that's actually going to get made up, though, because Fitz has more loot to sell, which means that he's going to be able to buy more Super Balls, which means that he'll be able to get through a couple of more bosses, maybe, than HoneyDoo might. So it does depend on the luck of the balls. That's a weird sentence. But
it's about, it is all about the balls and rods. It really is. I mean, the early game.
That's true. This game is nothing but balls and rods at the start. You transition away from those, but you want to maintain those balls and rods for the start here.
Which did get a nerf. They are coming back for Ultra League Season 4, but they are getting a slight nerf on the cost of them to make them a little bit harder to get. So, and HoneyDoo actually getting some battles outside of South Figaro World of Ruin, and a separated Mesiosaurs.
So this is definitely a safer play than going to Imperial Camp, like I would just do.
This gives you a lot of
because
money,
again, those Sentry bosses, they can be no joke. HoneyDoo in chat earlier was talking about how he got 3 Magi Masters in one sitting, and that's just rude. That's incredibly rude. So.
So at what point would you go to Doma Dream? Like, you have to fight through 2 bosses to get through there. What point would you go through Doma Dream just to get that Sword Tech 7 online?
Basically as soon as possible. I would get my levels, and then I would... Oh, hey, how about the Thunder Shield there in that pot?
That's the one that HoneyDoo found a little bit earlier. He was in... HoneyDoo was actually in the World of Ruin when he was doing the basement there.
Okay, I missed that one earlier, so...
Yeah, we have an Ice Shield and a Thunder Shield available, and we have Flame Shields for sale in the South Figaro World of Balance. But Fitz does not know about Merton with the Bismarck Esper at this time. He's not gone to South Figaro Castle.
Yeah, not quite yet.
I was going to... Ooh, where is he going? Okay, he's going to Albrook.
Albrook, okay.
Another one of my favorite stops. You actually want to go to the World of Ruin, because you do get one extra, I guess you could say, chest, which is on the shoreline there, which you went straight forward, actually. It is a cure ring.
Just a cure ring.
Skipping over the other 3 chests in the weapon shop and the hair ring. Skipping the weapon shop and the armor shop there for their chests, though. So
yeah, I would say that's a little bit of a strange play. Although he might
double back.
Is he coming back down? Okay, yeah.
Okay, well,
never mind.
Interesting pathing. I just do a loop, but I mean, hey,
yeah,
each their own. Ooh, Fire Rod, that's gonna help.
weren't we just talking about this?
Again, you gotta have the rods and balls if you want to get the early game in this thing.
Circlet's in that armor shop there. Ooh, and Ing's very good encounter. They have a surprising amount of experience rewards for like what are basically fairly early game enemies. And since they're undead, they go down to revivifies.
Now, don't forget, people.
And or Phoenix Stones.
Well, don't forget also that there is permadeath on. So another reason why he had to reset, Fitz had to reset out of that other fight there a little while ago is because he would not be able to bring out those characters that died. So something to keep in mind that you cannot afford a death here. So you got to get those levels under your belt before you do any of these other checks.
With an austere start, yeah, you have no gold. But you have nothing in your inventory other than the Moogle charms. Some permadeath seeds. They'll give you like a comfortable start, which gives you some handful of Phoenix Downs. But those are the only Phoenix Downs you'll ever get, if you get any at all. So,
HoneyDoo saying Javi ran through Figaro basement backwards today. I was disturbed. Yeah, actually, speed running, the most optimal way of doing South Figaro, especially World of Ruin first, is to go do the overland part to the item shop, then double back through the back side of the exit where Lock and Celeste usually run out of, run the basement backwards back onto the surface again at South Figaro, and then hit the item and armor shop. Then hit the weapons and armor shop backwards that way. That's the most optimal way of doing it, actually. And some people are able to do that and remember to do that. It feels so weird to me doing it that way. I've done it a couple times. It just does not feel good to me. That's why I don't do it. But yeah, but HoneyDoo is doing leader here.
HoneyDoo at leader. Fitz is at a place and killing monsters. HoneyDoo finds Umaro. So, not too terribly challenging. He'll have some, like, weak ice attacks.
Well, he is the leader of the Yetis, at least.
Yeah. Should be able to get through this no problem, especially with the super balls. Fitz heading into Zozo.
That's a weak ball. You can tell by the amount of damage the ball's about to do, depending on how much blur is behind it. And neither one of those balls have much blur on it, so it's going to do about low damage, though. But that one did a little bit more.
Yeah, so you can get between 1 and 4 balls. Each ball does multiples of 256 damage, up to whatever that number is times 8, 2048, I think. So 8196 is the maximum amount of damage that a Super Ball can do. I have yet to see such a number.
8,000 damage ball?
Yeah. My balls are never that big. I normally have, like, average-sized balls.
It's not Saturday, okay? It's Friday.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Oh, God. Anyway, so Yeti finally going down here for HoneyDoo, as Fitz is continuing to fight the denizens of Zozo here. Bunch of
been taken over by rabbits
and weird dragons.
And a sea snake.
Yeah. But I did find out, though, by the way, that one of my fights the other day is that you have to leave the non-rabbits last when you fight these. What are the blue scorpion ones are? Because if you leave blue scorpions up, they will one-shot you. So I learned that the hard way, to keep the rabbits up and kill them last when you're in that encounter. At low levels.
Picking up another Magicite and then just a hop, skip, and a jump away is the Imperial Camp. So it looks like he's just going to do that as well while he's over there. Hard to blame him. Although, like I said earlier, I would basically just go immediately towards Dome of Dream. I want Sword Tech 6 or 7 as quickly as I possibly can. 6 is probably more immediately useful. But 7 is going to be like your end game offense.
But these are some more fights. The Super Balls didn't really work out for them. They're actually not even going to go for the Monster in the Box there. They're going to skip that. I guess we're not really looking for offering since we already have a offering-like effect with Sword Tech 7 that we're going to get later. So offering not exactly really on the table of what we need.
There's our first instance of the Sentry Boss is rearing its ugly head. Oh wait, no.
Yes, no, technically it is. Well, I mean, no.
Wait, was this a random encounter, or did he go back in for the?
No, it's a random encounter.
Or a fixed encounter. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It was.
That was a fixed encounter. It was one of those weird ones. Yes, technically these two runners did play already. But this commentary is live for all you. We do have, and again, don't want to miss out that coming up later tonight, we do have the Palador Group Final, Falcon versus GB Matt. That'll be full live here coming up at 11 o'clock tonight, in about 2 hours from now. So
and the Vanilla Storm Dragon here for Fitz.
Stormy is not that bad of a dragon. You just got to be careful of his of one of the rain and lightning attack there. I forget what it's called.
Acid rain,
acid
flash rain.
Yeah.
Either of those would be deadly.
Wildcat. Oh, that's not Stray Cat. My bad.
That is not Stray Cat. Although I do believe that this fight is pretty decent for experience.
Oh yeah, no, it is. That's a lot of experience on the screen right there for HoneyDoo. Also, just for oneFreeFitz, obviously, with the dragon here. This will really jumpstart him. It doesn't have any Espers, so he's not going to learn any spells off this, because he did not go to Figaro Castle or anything like that first. So, this is going to be purely experience and money here. Ooh, Gale Cut's going to hurt, though.
And, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either. There is a Thunder Rod in Fitz's inventory, and Storm Dragon is weak to lightning, so he could crack that if he so desires.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, Storm Dragon's weird. It's the one dragon that uses kind of lightning attacks against you, but is actually weak to its own attacks that it's using.
It is a wind elemental dragon.
Yeah, technically,
so you can't use like a Merton on it, which is a fire wind attack. It will heal it. But lightning, so if you've got like Bolt 2, or again, Thunder Rods, use those at your leisure.
Oh, but I think we're going to be losing a couple party members here very, very, very soon here. Breaking out the potions. As we do find a naughty on screen, which unfortunately doesn't give you anything. It doesn't give you any experience at all.
Just a little bit of MP and an Aura Lance, so...
Edgar's online already.
If we find a Dragon Horn, Edgar's going to be in a great spot. And down goes the Dragon for Fitz.
Again, for the Dragon Horns, if you get, actually for Dragons, if we get a second Dragon here, that is an Experience Egg. So Fitz already has one Dragon under their belt. So if they get another Dragon here early on, that's an Experience Egg. And that's the only way to get one. And a VK on top of that.
And a Valiant Knife. So maybe you reconsider going for that offering at this point in time.
Yeah, but he hasn't done any of the other chests, though, because he didn't do the camp yet.
Right.
So,
and
but this is good Esper here.
Up there.
Did check, though, with HoneyDoo, but he does get a great item for Edgar, so...
Yeah, and it's early enough in the seat where you're not necessarily upset that you get that it's a dead check. Anything that increases your power is going to be good. So it looks like he's going to go out here and save, and then poke his head into the caboose here.
Yeah, still holding off on the Doma Dream here. Heading into the ride the train here.
Come on, ride the train. Yeah, ride it.
Zero, do you wear a shirt and tie in the broadcast booth like they do on Monday Night Football? The funny thing is, I actually do work for ESPN, first of all. Second of all, no, I am wearing one of my mini wolf graphic shirts from Turtle Tea. I love Turtle Tea, by the way.
How about a Terra in the caboose with X Magic?
Okay.
With Merton and a full complement of Merton protection available.
Wow, okay. So, yeah, we're good. I think we're good.
I would say that the seed is basically figured out. Yeah. So a little bit of trivia here for those who don't know: the second ghost in each of these cars is a merchant. So, like, if you've ever wondered how they're able to consistently get the ghost merchant, it's always the second ghost.
Yep, that is true.
And this is a scary fight, a very rewarding fight if they find a rage user and they want to use it, but he's not gonna. Can't blame them. That's a rough one.
Yeah, that actually does. Those retainers, if you're able to kill them, do give you shock. So anybody who has rage will be able to use shock, kind of like Leo. Fitz is actually taking another detour here, looking at more shops here. I guess he's still trying to find those super balls, I would think, or breakable rods and stuff, just to get going here. However, they are in the Figaro Castle, so he's kind of been avoiding the Figaro Castle here. Trying to find it. Next, going to World of Ruin.
He may be doing this, going up here to fight the Ice Dragon, or the dragon at the Ice Dragon spot.
Yeah, that would be Dragon number 2. I would actually probably do Opera House, since it'll be a little bit faster, because you don't really have Yeti in the party yet.
On the other hand, it does give you a shot at an Esper, so I don't hate it. And then HoneyDoo at the train, which is secretly Vargas and the Ipoos.
Vargas and the Pooh Bears. Do not have Blitz, so we can't just punch our way out of this one for a little bit lower XP as we did yesterday.
Yeah, gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. And Fitz opting to make the climb into... or onto the Narch Cliffs. One thing that he did find in World of Ruin IKEA were warp stones, so he used his last one to get out of Mount Zozo, and then lucky to find some more in World of Ruin IKEA. And I don't hate the stop there. It's a shop that not a whole lot of people go to, and I mean, it's a fully stocked place. Anything that you could possibly desire might be found there.
Especially furniture.
Especially furniture.
Yeah.
And a loser child.
Christopher, thank you for the follow.
Massa TWTV saying that's one fast Vargas.
Yeah, he's got his running shoes on today.
He didn't train for nothing.
No.
I mean, if I had to run away from bears, I'd be pretty fast too.
Well, it's not being the fastest person, it's being faster than the slowest person when you try to outrun the bear, right?
That's true. Fitz finding the dirt dragon.
That was a good ball.
Rude one. Well, probably the rudest dragon, I would say. Maybe a tie between this one and the water dragon.
Yeah, the dirty dragon is a dirty dragon when he fights with that quake ability. You can take out an entire party very early on, along with Hone Tusk. Ooh, good evade from Edgar there. As Vargas goes down.
So HoneyDoo is going to walk out of there for the Terra, and Fitz is going to walk out of here with another dragon kill under his belt, in addition to a beautiful egg.
Yep. By the way, for those of you just following, be sure to also follow us on our YouTube, youtube.com/FF6WorldsCollide. We are 35 subs away from hitting our 1,000 sub mark, which will unlock a lot of cool things for our community. So please be sure to follow us over there as well. Gem box on top of the dragon egg.
Remains to be seen how useful that gem box will be. I typically just use it for the 30,000 gold or whatever it is that I get.
Ooh, fixed dice.
Hey, how about fixed dice?
Oh, if we can find those dragon horn, if Edgar can use this, which he cannot. Sabin and Terra can though.
Yeah, in this situation, it's a little bit less useful because again, Sortec 7's totally on the play here. And with Sword Tech, the quirk is that you want a ton of vigor. Your weapon doesn't actually matter.
Right.
It does if that weapon can give you vigor, but otherwise, like, there's no difference between a Dirk and like the Skyrender, for example.
Oh man, possibly the worst martial that you can get Barbies with them.
I don't know if this is the worst. I've seen Marshall come with a pair of coverts, and that's really rude.
Female ninjas, man, you can't, you know. Not saying it's silenced.
I think that Fitz is going to get through this just fine, but it is a little scary. They like to cast a lot of like status effects on you, so like mute, which doesn't matter, imp, which does.
Well, Marshall can also cast stop on you with the net.
Yes, and his charge is like very, very powerful.
Yes, especially if you have elemental scaling.
Oh, don't.
Yeah. Also, Marshall does have trade-off, which is also a permanent death kill attack. So Marshall could like permanently kill one of these three characters if he does do a trade-off kill.
I have never seen Marshall do trade-off, so unless it scales up from something, or unless he's got retainers with him that do trade-off.
Nope, you're good.
But totally fine. And we'll see the results of our labor.
Hey.
It is a rock.
Ooh, show.
And it's a decent rock.
Yeah, but again, we are going to look for the all the sword text here to get the auto kill. Anyway, strength +2. That's going to be very good. So we found a Strago outside the gates.
Strength +2 with sword text 7.
That's the vigor you're talking about.
That's it. That's the whole seed. That's what I'm talking about.
And with the experience egg, so can definitely boost those strength +2s more than what you normally could. So
yeah. So at this point, I'm slapping it on either probably Sabin because he's got more base vigor, but either one would be totally fine. Just slap that Esper on him and just leave it there the whole seed.
Just slap it on him.
Just slap it on him.
Just slap it on him.
Just slap him.
Whoosh. Fitz is finally going to go to the dream here that we were talking about since, I don't know, 30 minutes ago. And HoneyDoo is actually going to go to Fallen House, which also has the Tizen Thief. So possibly 2 checks here. Actually, Cyan has actually more vigor than Sabin does. According to Fitz, Fitz has Cyan at 57 and Sabin at 51.
Okay. In either case, just put it on somebody.
Yeah, that's too expensive for our blood right now. Dragon Horn!
So there's that Dragon Horn.
We are selling everything for that.
So HoneyDoo, just to recap, has 2 sword tech characters. He's got an Edgar with jump and a Dragon Horn.
Rexel? French vanilla boss here.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be here yet, Rexel.
Yeah, can't escape this, unfortunately. And luckily we don't have Zinger available, because that would really suck with a permanent seed. Oh,
HoneyDoo saying he didn't see the Dragon Horn, so gonna leave without it.
Oh no, he didn't see it?
Sometimes it happens that way.
Yeah, so I'm guessing he just sold all the money to buy the Esper, is that what happened? If it's
I also wasn't looking. I was too fixated on the Rexel.
Yeah, I mean I could go back and replay it. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're gonna let it roll.
Remind him of it.
Oh, he bought 6 earrings, he says with it. HoneyDoo is in our chat. This is a again delayed replay of the Ragnarok race. They did race yesterday. However, this is a live commentary of it, and then later on, stick with us because we will have a full live of the Palador table later on after this race is over. We will take a little bit of a break. We'll take a 10-15 minute break, and then we'll go to that.
I'm gonna need some water, and
Yes.
hopefully all of you are gonna need some water too.
I'm actually
Everyone needs to be hydrated.
I'm actually drinking some clearly Canadian right now, wild cherry flavored.
Ooh, okay.
Sparkling water beverage. This is like a 90s drink, by the way. That's been pushed out again.
Rebranded. Down goes Rexol for Fitz, and
Flare and Mute.
Yeah, HoneyDoo picking up the unicorn
Ice 3. So we do have we have all of our tools for Kefka except for Gollum and Fenrir, really. And possibly would like to have Phoenix on board with Life 3 because of this perma death, seed we got going on. So we're pretty much on life for endgame right now.
Honestly, at this point, I am probably not too concerned with
not a character
with calmness. If it's going into the car that basically nobody goes into.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, and then and then goes here. Okay.
Oh, that was confusing. HoneyDoo actually doing Opera Interruption, the dragon version, for their first dragon to get the experience egg.
So they're gonna get their egg
faster than the ice dragon, but again, you don't get that extra Esper that you mentioned before with Tri-Touch, which isn't actually an Esper. So possibly the second is Red Dragon.
Red Dragon, definitely one of the nicer dragons here. It doesn't do a whole lot, and with Ice 2, it should be able to go down pretty quick. Oh, Ice 3, excuse me. It should go down pretty quickly. But yeah, the offense in this seed seems very, very high. So,
quick question: does Kieran counter Wither?
So that I don't know. I know that like for the auto mute, using an echo screen does not cure that status. So it's possible that setting regen doesn't counter sap, but I'm honestly not sure.
Because I know it does counter the sap when for tier 1 Kefka.
Yeah, for slip hit.
Cat hood. Hopefully she can wear it. Cannot. Sabin can. Sabin's the only one that can, actually. So that red hat's going to go to somebody else. Meanwhile, Fitz now going up to their final boss, where Rexel would normally be. We find Inferno instead.
I mean, that's kind of like the Three Stooges. If the Three Stooges were named Inferno, Striker, and Ruff. So in a way, that's like French vanilla, but like fake.
Yeah, it's mechanized. It's mechanized vanilla.
So another very rude boss. He's very quick. He's got 3 parts, all of which are pretty nasty, and
especially
he can use Delta Hit if you leave him up too long. So should get through him just fine.
HoneyDoo going for, looks like Dragon number 2 plus the Cyan check here at the end of Mount Zozo.
Yeah, so he'll get his glowing stone here in addition to his egg.
Who would you put it on? Would you put on Terra?
The egg?
Yeah.
No, I'm putting it on one of the Sword Tech users.
Okay.
Along with that Strength plus 2 Esper, which I don't think HoneyDoo has. I think that one actually came from...
I think it's at the end of this.
I think that one's at Tritalk.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is a Tri-Touch.
So, yeah. So basically, what I would do is give that person the Strength plus 2 Esper. The person that has the Strength plus 2 Esper gets the EXP egg, and then I just leave that person alone. And then by the end of the seed, they are a monster. Nothing can kill them, and they can kill everything. And it's great.
Fitz did learn X Zone, so we do have multiple ways of auto-killing things now. Does get Madeline Esper. That's 2 Espers for the Dream. Let's see if we get the trifecta. We also get all the sword techs learned. So now Cyan and Sabin do have all the sword techs now. And a Minerva for a Terra that we don't have yet.
Just sitting in a pot.
Wow. Okay. And that is, nope. That's a double Esper going into Force Shield, so meh. Do have a
little
Minerva
disappointing,
available, though.
but I think if you're Fitz, you're feeling pretty good right about now.
Oh, yeah.
You've had your egg for a while. You've got that Strength +2 Esper. You're now at Sword Tech 7. Just all you have to do is go from check to check until you've got your requirements. Also, that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, X-zoning, X-magiting Bolt 2 there on Stormy. Ooh, does kind of with a Wind Slash here. This is going to do a little bit of damage to the party here. Whoa, big damage to Cyan. But Ice 3 is going to take care of the job there.
Yeah, I don't know what Cyan is wearing. One of the shields, I think it is, offers a weakness to wind.
Oh, that's right.
I think I know that the flame shield gives you a water weakness.
Terra can wield the Valiant Knife too. How so helpful.
Ice shield, okay. So it must be the ice shield that's giving him that weakness.
Yeah. But again, HoneyDoo does know where flame shields are. We'll see if we double back for them. However, starting way behind... Oh, he does have the Strength +2. There's another Esper that has Strength +2.
Okay. Fitz opting to buy both an Offering and that Dragonhorn. And is going to see the super greedy Zen Thief and says no.
Yeah, we'll wait till World of Balance. We'll just get that a little later.
I think the worst thing is when, like, you go to World of Ruin for some reason and you see that the item is like 63,000, and you're like, okay, I'll just go to World of Balance, and then you go to World of Balance and it's like 62,000, and it's still a rock, so like you feel like you've got to buy it, but you feel so bad.
So Fitz here does pick up the horn where HoneyDoo missed it. Is that going to be a big? Is there going to be a big turn here for Fitz, you think?
Well, that's the difference between Edgar jumping once and Edgar jumping
2 to 4.
Usually twice, but up to 4 times. So, yeah. I mean, it's a pretty big advantage to Fitz. At the same time, though, HoneyDoo is up an X-Magic Terra.
Yeah,
so,
very early on.
Very early on. Has Merton available, has Merton Protection available, can get it pretty easily.
But it's only up 1 check. I mean, HoneyDoo's at 5 characters, 4 Espers, 2 Dragons. Fitz is at 3 characters, 5 Espers, 2 Dragons. So, I mean, they're only off by, like, what, 1?
Right. HoneyDoo now going into
1,
the Dream. So, going to get his pair of rocks.
2 Espers, so he'll be at 5 and 6 by the end of this. Fitz is actually going to go into the Edgar series. Unfortunately, that's not where Terra is. Terra is on the train. So possibly a slight turn here for Fitz going into uncharted territory for us. So we'll see where this goes.
It's also worth noting.
Cyan, by the way, offering fixed Valiant Knife, by the way, for Fitz there.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, if you have something like that, it is faster to just do offering Valiant Knife than it is to do
completely different.
Than it is to do Sword Tech 7. It is pretty significantly faster, in fact. So,
the character again.
So more Espers. Or potentially another Esper. That could be a dead check. We would hate to see it here. Edgar's checks are pretty long.
Yes.
And
yeah, they're not fun.
So I think if you're Fitz, you really want the Ancient Castle to be a character.
You have to have it be a character, because at this point, I mean, Fitz's brain, like, what are you thinking? Are you thinking Kefka and Narsh? Because he hasn't looked at Train yet. He hasn't. I don't know if he jumped off the. He hasn't jumped off the waterfall yet. No, he hasn't done that either.
The only Sabin check that he's done is the collapsing house.
Oh, we do have Mount Colts. You're right.
There is an argument to be made, and it's a pretty decent argument that you don't even do Ancient Castle. The problem is that decision is not. I would say it's not reversible, right? Either like if you do it.
Gross.
Or if you don't do it, then you're basically saying, I'm never going to do this check.
Tri-Touch here. We do have Fire 2 here for oneFreeFitz as HoneyDoo. Does take out the French Vanilla Rexol.
Yeah, this is going to be not a problem whatsoever. Just very annoying because Rasp takes a very long time. But between Offering and Valiant Knife, and then a Quadra Slice here, yeah, Tri-Talk. It's going to go down pretty quickly.
Yep, Simon chopping away at the ice does get the win for Fitz. We'll see if we do get an Esper off this Imperial Soldier.
Now here's the question, Saber Wolf. Do you get the statue treasure chest?
Well, of course.
Okay.
There's 3 extra steps.
I almost never do.
Oh! Oh! We are a dancing wolf now. That is a big Esper.
Yeah, that's basically the last like big thing that you want to find.
Yeah.
Some calmness protection. In this particular seed, I would say that it's less important. Still very nice to have.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, Drinks Glow says huge. The only one maybe less of that would be a Phoenix Esper right now. That's quite literally all we're missing is a Phoenix Esper.
Do we have Mute?
We do have Mute. Mute is a spell on one of the Espers. So we already have Mute. We already have Ice 3. We have Fire 2. We have the only thing we don't have literally is Stop. But that's like minor.
That is the cherry on top of an already delicious cake.
Yeah, exactly. That's your cherry on your awesome brownie sundae.
Ooh. You're gonna make me hungry.
Giffords ice cream. Try it out if you haven't.
You know, I'm lactose intolerant. I love ice cream.
You know, I am too. I am too. But Giffords does not affect me actually. I don't know what it is. It's made in my hometown, by the way. I graduated with the guy who runs it now.
Cool.
It is the best ice cream you'll ever have. It's called Giffords. Gifford. It's made in my hometown back in Maine.
If you're asking for flavor, Drinks Glue, I'm very much like a mint chocolate chip kind of guy.
They were actually the originators of, you've heard Moose Tracks, right? Moose Tracks ice cream.
I love Moose Tracks.
They originated it. They were the first ones to make it. And it was originally with peanut butter cups and marshmallow swirl. That's how it was originally. They were the ones that first started it. And then we got an extra dragon here for Fitz. We don't need it, but we'll take it anyways for some more levels. Still at 3 characters, I will say.
Yeah, I don't think he went up far enough to see what the reward was, but fighting a 3rd dragon, totally fine. You've got the XP egg, you've got strength +2. Yeah.
Give me them levels.
Andrew Racho, so dreamy, cashew-based chocolate ice cream is super delicious, plus no dairy. But the dairy is what makes it ice cream.
Yeah. Does take out the dragon rather quickly, as you said. We do have like VKs and Quadra Slice from Savin. Get a Perlance out of that too. An economizer for a Terra. We have a Fitz has all the gear for Terra. Well, HoneyDoo has Terra. We have Celeste though.
And there's Celeste.
Oh,
okay.
Goodness
we
gracious.
were just talking about a character.
We're talking about my girl.
My girl.
Tools. Don't have any tools to go with her. I didn't see the magic power though on her before she got equipped though.
Looks like 37, so it's fine. Fenrir's got a Bolt 3, unfortunately only at a ×1 rate. So I would say that this is an inferior Terra.
46, it's going to go up probably once we find a Magus Rod. Well, we did have a Magus Rod, probably sold it.
It was on somebody else, I think. Yeah. So moved it over, then yeah.
But Fitz is now online with a character with a whole plethora of other checks to do now. Can't go to Magitech facility now, which is going to be a big one for Celeste. We do have the free check also in the South Figueroa basement. I'm sure that's where he'll go first.
Yes. So the big question for Fitz is, does he do the entirety of the Magitech facility? And
yes, because you only have 4 characters.
And at this point, I would probably agree, but MTech 3 is a commitment.
It is. Again, we are looking for as big as levels and buff as we can get because, again, permadeath, we want to be as buffy as possible.
That's true. Excuse me, I had to...
Oh, I've been muting myself the whole time, don't worry.
I was going to say something and I forgot what it was. We have to be careful, though, with the scaling because Fitz is up to 3 dragons killed, which, again, I think that's the proper thing to do.
Oh, here's Merton. Here's Merton for Fitz.
Okay, yep, here comes Fitz's Merton. I thought he went up here at some point and got that Esper,
no,
so...
He just got
okay.
Now he sees it. It's like, oh, crap.
So Fitz is up in Esper. HoneyDoo is up a character, and we'll get his Celeste here. So that's going to round him out there.
Can we make Siegfried recruitable?
If only.
He already has Offer and Genji Glove as his base relics.
So we'll see where Fitz decides to go from here. There's a lot of quick checks that he could do, but it looks like he's going to go...
Yep, South Figueroa basement.
To the South Figueroa basement. And we'll see what's here. If this is a character, I would probably reevaluate my my go through the entirety of Magitech sort of thing.
He's... Oh, he's going backwards. Watch out, he's going backwards, guys. I know you guys were talking about it earlier, about going backwards is just weird. But his going back door into here is actually faster than going through the manor, the actual manor itself, believe it or not.
Yeah, saves something like 6 seconds?
Yeah, it does save a few seconds. Setzer, our host of the most, another X-Magic user.
And that's very interesting, too, because now Fitz can go to Kullingen, check out the cafe, and see if there's a character there.
Dude, double X-Magic users with Merton? And Flame Shields available?
What a seed, right?
My goodness. And we have an economizer and a hairpin that we got for free. So, yeah, we have a lot of tools here. How you do getting there, Fenrir? That's the big one again. Does come with Meteor, by the way,
his
too.
wolf. Fitz going into Kullingen. Gonna see who's getting drunk at the cafe. It's an underage girl.
53 magic power, by the way.
You'll love to see it.
53 base magic power, by the way. So, Sword Tech 7 with 2 Merton X Magic users. That's a lot of power.
It's a ton of power.
And we have a Dragoon with a Dragon Horn. So, of all that, what would you replace? You would just leave Setzer out, I would assume, because he has low magic power to begin with? Well,
yeah,
lower.
Probably.
Setzer actually has decent magic power. Like, a lot of people overlook that. He actually has pretty decent magic power.
I think at this point my party would be basically what Fitz is doing right now. Except swap out Celeste for Realm.
Why are we... Huh?
Oh, HoneyDoo
he has
not to go into the Ancient Castle. Wow.
No, Phoenix Tower. He skipped the. Oh yeah, he skipped the Ancient Castle.
So he's not going to pick up his Celeste.
No, and that would be his character number 6. So looking for characters right now because he did not do the tower. So, but we know where Celeste is, but HoneyDoo does not.
So HoneyDoo opting to go and do Ebbett's Rock, and this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, where you can defensively skip Ancient Castle because like you look at his tracker, you see that there's just so many empty checks that he hasn't done. Any one of them could be a character.
Yeah, Powerful Bound Zozo well can be a check. Ultros on the Letta River can be a character. You also got Moblez.
Easily peekable.
Yeah, all of them. Even Falls is a character. Mountain Colts is a character. Yeah, every single one of HoneyDoo's checks can be a character. Except for Phoenix Tower, we already peeked that one.
Yeah, Phoenix Tower can't be.
And Fitz actually in our chat's pointing out Gauntlet Dragonhorn on Edgar. Yeah, that's pretty disgusting damage, I will say.
That is pretty disgusting. That's basically the ideal setup, either like a Gauntlet or an Atlas Armlet.
With a natural jump user. Oh,
yeah.
That's 485 damage times what, 2.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So Fitz finished with his shopping, has his flame shields. Gonna be able to get that online.
Yeah. Prato, it is an Esper for HoneyDoo. That's Esper number 8.
That's a very quick Ebbett's Rock. So the way that works is that every time you step on a switch, you get transported to a random room. The rooms will have chests in them, and the chests will have a random amount of coral, either 1, 2, 3, or 5. And your goal is to get 22 pieces of coral. HoneyDoo saying in chat, the god Ebbett's Rock. Instant 22, and then sent the chest on the first port. So, yeah. The check is very, very quick.
Ooh, Palador. It's an Esper for the pregnant lady here.
If that happens, yeah. So, Fitz at, what is this? This is
go for it.
Doma Siege. So,
oh, call PETA. Call PETA. HoneyDoo stomped on the doggo.
HoneyDoo, how could you?
Come on, man. Oh, he said I would have skipped it if it wasn't Palador or Phoenix. Okay. That's
The dog's fine.
Dog's fine. Oh, he's fine.
Mobile is a very interesting check in seeds that care about how many boss kills you do, because this counts for 2. So this first Fumbaba that you kill counts as a boss, and then whatever comes after him. So there's Fitz with the unlock.
This is a replay, so don't make Kafka unlock, guys. Sorry. I will in the later one. I'll make up for it. Oh, Chad with only 2 characters? Ugh.
Yeah, it's a little gross. Should be fine, but Chatternook is surprisingly beefy and very rude.
But we do have our Sword Tech brothers here.
Yeah, so should go down no problem whatsoever. And Fitz is saying that he is done. He is going to jump directly into the tower.
55.
Okay, so it looks like he's loading up that right-hand party. Gonna dive the tower, kill the
Oh.
first boss, and probably the dragon as well. So very common tactic.
Interesting.
It does ultimately lose a little bit of time, but
It's
is
safer.
significantly safer.
Because again, and we're gonna just reiterate again, we do have Finality and Wither online for this flag set for the Ragnarok table. So again, if we do get a Fallen One, there is Wither available to knock us completely out, and we cannot res our characters because there is permadeath. So just want to remind everybody that we'll have to play a little bit safer than you normally would.
Yeah, so ideally with Fallen One, you can either skip it, which I am guessing is what HoneyDoo is going to do with that Palador Esper, or you do enough damage before he can cast Fallen One. And with this party, I mean, honestly, either option's viable.
And we also know the statues, we have to fight all the statues too at the end because we know where the statues are. So,
Yep.
So we have to keep that in mind too.
You know that the statues are at the statue spots. Unfortunately, you don't know which statue is where. How about a triple miss Medio? That's cool.
That's pretty good.
And life 3 on that Palador, yeah, that's pretty phenomenal.
HoneyDoo's still down a character. They are character gated right now. Looks like they're going to Narsh Welcheck here and possibly Kefka at Narsh.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if. So, like, if
Which
Kefka,
is crazy because they had 2 characters earlier.
Oh yeah, you found characters very quickly, but I mean, this is the nature of the randomizer, right? Sometimes you get what you need, and I mean, a lot of the time you just don't. Fitz in chat pointing out this is where that EXP Egg Sabin starts to shine, and starting at around the mid 30s.
Wonk.
That's when it really gets spicy. So HoneyDoo sees an Arshguard, says, "That's disgusting," and then opts to reset. So gonna go back in, gonna go peek the cliff, and hopefully that is a character. If not, gonna get another reset here again.
Yeah, no Moogle in the party, so we're only going up here just for Kefka. Just for the Kefka and Narsh peak here. So it is a bit of a climb. But this is a peekable check along with some other ones. Mount Zozo World of Balance is technically peekable. We also have, let's see. Actually, that's the only peekable left we have, actually. I mean, technically Ancient Castle is, but you have to run to the end of it, like this, so... It is not a character.
Just a soldier. And a bonus offering for Fitz. How about that?
If you like watching microwave burgers, what?
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 Microwave burgers bonus offering? Did I
don't
say
even
microwave
know what
burgers?
that even means.
He got another offering from that ice dragon that he killed.
Oh. I'm reading chat.
Hey, my burger is not microwaved. It's pre-cooked and then heated up on a grill like a real burger.
Oh, if I want a burger, I go to Waybacks.
What's Waybacks? Is that just like a local burger joint?
It's a chain. It's an East Coast chain, but locally owned and operated, though. But it is a chain burger place. It's kind of like Five Guys, but it's just better, less greasy.
Oh, man, but I love Five Guys. Five
Guys is really good, don't get me wrong, but just Waybacks is just, it's a cleaner burger, I would say, for like a better term.
Do they have the Cajun fries, though? This is important.
They don't have Cajun fries, but they do have hand spun shakes.
Okay.
So counter that, and they have tater tots.
Well, so all right, so hang on, because Five Guys also has shakes. I haven't had a Five Guys shake, but apparently they're pretty good.
It's Blue Bunny. It's not good. It's good. It's not great. It's that fake ice cream.
Okay.
But Waybacks also gives has like these crazy weird shakes like red velvet shakes.
Oh.
Or they also had
like...
1 year. Oh, they also had like a ring ding. There's ding dong, like ding dong, like kind of cupcake things. Like they crammed that into it, and they crammed that into a milkshake.
No.
Yes, they did a ho ho shake. Yes,
That's awful.
It's so good.
HoneyDoo killing the Dullahan. That was just
derailing this.
Tired of living, flung himself off the Barren Falls, perked him right up. So let's see if we get a character here. We do not.
No, unfortunately, Terra's very sad. He gets Raiden, though, which is auto-kill, but we already have it. See if it teaches anything special. Not even gonna look at it.
Fitz stepping on the door switches here. So up to the last 4 bosses before the tiers.
Yep, but he is blitzing that one side, so he's going to have to reset.
He will have to reset, but again, significantly safer. And
wow, so this was worth. This is worth.
Yeah, this is one of those really rude bosses where you are not unhappy that you loaded up your party.
Yeah, loading up the party to face the Three Stooges, going into a one of the god fights after that. Yeah. Definitely good.
So Fitz making use of that good game knowledge, realizing that Larry is vulnerable to instant death. Now,
but we gotta kill him.
Yeah, Curly can revive him with life too, but did not get the chance to. So now it's just Mo, and Mo is gonna get mowed down.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, Quadra Slice, the crazy thing about Quadra Slice is it does break the quad 9 barrier for damage. Like most things, you only attack once, you can only get max damage to quad 9. But some of these other abilities, like Quadra Slice and stuff, can break that quad 9 barrier to do even more damage than that, so...
Validation chest opened. It's a potion for his valiant efforts. And
Senor Behemoth. Oof.
We should shout out to Fitz having a pretty low HP Cyan and a permadeath seed.
Yeah, I don't know why though. I don't know why he has such low HP though.
Because he is a monster, and we love him for it. So there's Love Token. Now the good thing with the offering is that Love Token, it is currently applied, but it only works against characters that use the Fight command. Cyan has X-Fight.
Ah.
So in theory, he could just regular attack again and it would be fine, but it doesn't matter. A casual 16,000 damage here from Sabin, and down goes the goddess.
Okay, I have to ask, why use VK offering in a permadeath seed where Bayonet Knife gets better with the lower health you get and risk being killed immediately when you already have Quadra Slice?
Because Fitz is a man of the people. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
HoneyDoo now with like the almost the Ultra Sleek skip now with 11 Espers here. Still missing character number 6, which we know is Celeste in the Ancient Castle.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that he is unable to find that 6th character. Especially given that there are just so many checks that were available.
Oh, there he goes. He's going to Ancient Castle now.
He is going back into the Ancient Castle. Will find his Celeste.
Didn't do Zozo, though. Kind of surprised he didn't do Zozo. Maybe he just had a feeling like, okay, the last character I got was Edgar. In progression, well, you had Edgar, I mean, and for progression for another character, it has to be Edgar, maybe? I don't know.
It is, it is a thing that seeds in Worlds Collide tend to be taller than they are wide. So in other words, if you need characters, you're more likely to find characters if you do checks from more recently acquired characters.
Which apparently wasn't the case because we did start with Edgar. So, in this respect.
Yeah. And, like, obviously this isn't, like, an every time sort of thing. It's just, like, if you ran a whole bunch of seeds, that is the trend that you would notice.
Yeah.
And there's actually been a little bit of discussion a while ago about, like, what is better? Do we want wide trees or do we want tall trees?
HoneyDoo in chat says, I tried to be Big Brain, the character being on Haydn, the Fanatics, or something like that. And then I just started clearing World of Balance checks before going back to World of Ruin.
And honestly, like, that's totally defensible.
Yes, that is.
It's just that, like, unfortunately, it didn't work out this one time. So, HoneyDoo, skipping that dragon, says, I want nothing to do with it. My levels are totally fine. It's just going to increase my scaling for no real benefit. Let's go probably to Kefka's Tower. Fitz, meanwhile, has split up his party to something that's going to be able to take out both of the remaining statue bosses. So just remaking that climb. And HoneyDoo, you know, just making his way downtown. But this has been like a pretty great race, I think. I personally think that this would be good enough to earn both Fitz and HoneyDoo a follow. Wouldn't you agree, Wolf?
I do agree with that. Where am I?
Yeah, that's cool.
There we go. I know I'm talking about. I muted the wrong thing.
Honestly, the execution on that was perfect. Seriously, go give them a follow. They're wonderful people just in general, and they're very active. So you'll learn a lot from them, and they're entertaining. It's great.
Yep. And again, I don't know if we mentioned this before because I stepped away, but yeah, Falcon Hit, GB Matt coming up next in 45 minutes. Live tonight, double header for Blackjack Battle Royale.
Yes, that one will actually be live, so go and watch it. Fitz going backwards. Fitz, that's not the right way.
He's running. He's running from Kefka.
Are you afraid?
Oh, he forgot to hit the switch.
You forgot to switch, okay.
Shame.
Oh, Fitz, I just got done talking some great things about you. What happened?
Yeah, that's Caster's Cursed. How do you do actually splitting the party? I believe they split the party 2-2-0. Electing to go to the two side parts first before hitting the middle.
That's interesting. I don't know if that's gonna work. Well, you've got Sabin there. Sabin can probably clear.
No, they're running 2-2-0. But wait.
Well, you need somebody here to clear out this boss, right? You can't do 2-2-0 because of
you have to
whatever's here.
Yeah.
So you've got Sabin. Sabin's gonna be able to clear this. So 2-1-1 is the
2-1-1. Why don't you want to do 1-1-2?
Honestly, I don't really think it matters all that much.
Yeah.
So this fight can be potentially pretty nasty. Atma weapon.
Yeah.
Can cast some pretty rude spells. Not as rude as his big brother.
Yeah, Toilet Atma.
Speaking of rude spells.
Yeah, that'd be one of them. There goes Grandpa. You go get him, Sonny!
Grandpa, it's about time for him to take a dirt nap anyway.
That's a heck of a dirt nap when you get quaked down to the dirt. But yeah, Sabin does get through that as we see our third statue boss, the spicy chicken. Put him in the chat if you got him.
So, spicy chicken, probably the most dangerous of all of the bosses, at least in my opinion. Unless you have stop. If you have stop, he's significantly easier. But he's basically got auto protect and auto shell and auto haste.
Yeah, flame shields would have been nice here. There we go. Saiyan Sword Tech not doing much damage, but actually is doing less damage than the VK is.
Yeah, well, that's the strength of having the egg and a strength esper on Sabin like that. Down goes Setzer. Looks like he's going to take a nap too. It's fine. Sleep well, buddy.
Yeah, he's working hard for this tournament, along with a shout out to Double Down, the commissioner of our community for all of our tournaments.
Yeah, big shout outs to Double Down for that. This has been a super exciting event, a super fun event. And it just goes to highlight the creativity that he and other members of our community have in general. It's phenomenal to see. And that's one thing that's equally great. We're always having some kind of tournament going on. And the randomizers are still in active development. We're coming up with new flags all the time. So
yep.
If you're interested in helping develop that or helping test that, we could certainly use you.
Yep, just head over to Discord, find out how you can get into some of our beta testing like that. We're like Guard just said, we're constantly testing things. One of the ones we're testing in the background is the Doors rando that's currently in development. HoneyDoo just mentioned that in chat too. And we also are bringing out a couple of other things. For instance, maybe replacing the sprites in Mount Colts to be a peekable check with a character replacement sprite, kind of like we did for Yamaro. So that's another thing that's kind of in the works as well.
So Poltergeist, the spicy chicken, Nashville hot, slain by Fitz. Now just has to go kill this Doom, and then he is off to the teeters. And we're going to see how juiced up this Sabin is, because the answer is very. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you like to see. So after this fight, Sabin's going to get a couple levels. Those sword techs are going to be hitting for about 5k a pop. So a cool 20,000 damage. No big deal. Yeah, down it goes.
Oof.
Just so nasty.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult fight for Sabin, though. Having to fight 3 targets. And trying to take them down in the correct order when you can't target what you want to hit. So, kind of getting lucky there. Oh, he's getting lucky with... Oh, he got lucky with the hits! My goodness!
So now, let's see if he goes for the swag. The Sword Tech 8 kill.
Oh, yeah! He
did! So good!
Yes!
The anime kill on Larry. You love to see it.
That's a suplex train if I ever saw one.
Heck yeah.
It's just styling. And a race.
Alright, so, Fitz. Stepping on the switches, 116.25.
Alright, so 116, let's see, what is it, 116.30, you said?
116.25.
25, so exactly 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Cool.
Oh, sorry, no. 20, because he had to go back and go back in, so 20 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's still really fast for what basically amounts to doing 2 Kefka's Towers. Down goes Goddess for HoneyDoo.
I did not get the time for HoneyDoo's original time in the Kafka's Tower, though. So I won't know the difference in time there. But Fitz definitely has a big lead, considering the early resets, difficulty finding that fourth character, managed to pull off a bunch of checks in a row to take a solid lead here. Also finding the Dragon Horn early.
And despite all that, it is still anybody's seed. So the big weakness is that...
I should say later, but he bought it, though.
Fitz does not have good single target damage. All of this stuff is going to be multi-target damage that is either hits everybody or it hits targets that you largely can't control.
Yep. So, except for spells from Celeste, which doesn't help us for Girl when we get to Girl, because she's going to absorb that damage. So, we're really going to have to roll the dice here when we get to the tier 3 here.
The Fitz, just going at it. Did I say 20,000 damage earlier? I meant closer to 24,000.
Yeah. Well, here goes Merton from Celeste. Now, Merton does fire damage. Head is weak to fire. So this will do more damage to the head part than it will the hand. So this could take out head before the hand, so it doesn't trigger the bad counter.
The quake,
kill it. Yeah, the quake. So
the big issue is that the short arm has fewer HP than the head does, but it looks like the head is dead. Okay, so
yep.
Yeah, no problem. Nice clean tier 1 onto tier 2. We
do have mute. We have the insta kill. We have ice 3. Don't have stop, but it doesn't really matter because we have really other tools at our disposal. So again, this should be a pretty easy fight. It's really tier 3 that we have to worry about. We do have Fenrir, but trying to get Girl down is going to be the tough part.
Yeah, you really want some of the Sortec 7s to just hit Girl and nothing but Girl. Because, again, that's why the random untargetable damage is pretty dangerous, just because if Sabin just winds up smacking Rest a couple of times, then you get him in the medio phase, and Girl is still alive. Could potentially be pretty rough.
Especially,
it may not be too much of an issue, but yeah.
Well, this is like permadeath, so again, HoneyDoo Celeste, not coming back. Kind of in a bad spot here. Merton healing Poltergeist, so Poltergeist is healing themselves, trying to do a damage erase, and finally goes down for HoneyDoo.
There it goes. And that was a full party Northcross miss. You love to see it.
Ooh, you shall not be frozen. Ooh, Hit's doing quite a bit of damage to Celeste. Could lose her. No, we did. She did dodge one of them, so we should be okay here. Dodge two of them, actually.
Blue in chat. Celeste equals Rachel. That's rude.
Wow, that's rude.
I'm
especially with Lock Knight here.
I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna call him on a cell phone.
Oh, here's another in-cross for you, and getting half the party this time.
And that's the cool thing about Burton.
Yeah, it's gonna unthaw us pretty quick. Not to mention, he'll have the party.
And it looks like that killed Tiger as well, so magic is not long for this world.
No, especially with a Sabin doing, I don't know, something around
23 to 24,000 damage.
Yeah.
You know, no big deal.
Oh, yeah. Imagine his brother Edgar is no slouch, also doing 5,000 damage a pop, too.
Was that a quad jump? Yo.
That was a triple. That was triple.
Just a triple? Okay, well, still. It's enough to kill him. You'll love to see it. So, yeah. Fitz's party, they've been drinking the juice.
He's definitely buzzing.
That was the test. Because I don't think that Fitz is going to have any issues dodging Fallen One. Although, he is going to have to charge the Sword Tech 7, and while he's doing that, Kefka's ATB is going to go up, so the timing might be a little bit tight.
Yeah. We'll try to get Fitz here in the chat here, if he does finish first. He is actually going to be our tracker here for a second race, so... Pulling a little bit of double duty by running the race yesterday and then coming back for tracking for the next race tonight, so... Kudos to them.
Yeah.
Actually, you too. You ran the race the other night and I'm joining for a double commentary today, so...
You know, I ain't got nothing else to do. It's Friday.
Oh, come on, Sabin. So, girl instantly dies to Sabin. It was able to hit her twice with the 4 attacks. Sleep going into the close part there. Condemned on top of the Perma Death here for Edgar.
That I think that this Sword Tech 7 is going to kill him, yeah. So Sleep has, or Rest has 40,000 HP.
Calmness miss, Calmness second miss, boom. Moving on to tier 4.
That's the power of Aru.
Fenrir is the Alpha Wolf.
Terra casting Meteor on HoneyDoo's side. So one of the weird things, and I still don't know why this works, but one of the weird things is that if Doom uses Force Field and nullifies Fire or Wind, Merton will still do damage. Normally, that is not the case.
Yeah.
Normally, if an enemy resists or nullifies it or absorbs one element of like a multi-element spell, he'll just absorb or nullify the entire thing.
Well, here we are. We're in the Kefka here. Kefka tier 4. It's all about a counting game.
So that Ice 3 and then this 25,000 damage Quadra Slice is gonna knock him out of Fallen 1 territory. So now he's just got to worry about counterattacks.
Yep, and also Celeste rocking the
Or
quick
maybe
here.
not.
Going straight into Goner here. And Edgar still hasn't landed yet. And we have quick going off for Celeste here, so I think this is going to be it for Kefka.
Oh, that's right. HoneyDoo didn't find the Minerva or the Flame Shields. That's right. So was not able to do Vertin. Okay, that makes a whole lot more sense.
Gorgeous life from Sabin. Edgar's still in the air.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be the Crack Pal for Fitz.
You think so? Yeah, it is. Crack Pow. Fitz is moving on, and it is our winner of the Ragnarok table. They will move on to the final table, and unfortunately for HoneyDoo, they are out. Because the Langmorph Lounge is closed for this round, after this round.
So, congrats to Fitz, and apologies to HoneyDoo. Had a great start, for sure, and then unfortunately just wasn't able to find that 6th character, and that's what did him in.
Yipper. We'll stick around and watch the rest of HoneyDoo's run as they just get onto the Kefka switches now. At 120, so a little bit before 126. They were about 10 minutes behind Fitz there. Almost to the minute. And again, everybody stick around. There's 45 of you watching this race right now. Please stick around for
Fitz, you gotta get in here. You gotta get in here, Fitz. You have to explain yourself.
And we'll try to get Fitz in here for a quick interview before he goes into his tracking duties. And after this race is over, when HoneyDoo finishes up here, we will take a short break, about a 10-minute break, and we will set up for the next match. The stream will keep going, and just listen to some awesome Final Fantasy VI remixed music in the meantime. But first of all, we have HoneyDoo doing Tier 1.
Yeah, you are not going to want to miss the live race between Falcon Hit and GB Matt.
Oh, yes.
Falcon Hit, certainly a very distinguished member of our community. GB Matt.
He's playing D&D? Come on, man.
No, that's fine. That's okay.
I'm kidding.
But you're going to explain yourself sooner or later. Anyway, yeah, definitely stick around. Although I would
for the main event of the evening.
Stick around, but stand up and stretch. Get some water. I know that's what I'm going to be doing. So HoneyDoo taking advantage of that potent Esper's flag that we mentioned at the very start of this seed, which allows him to multi-summon Fenrir. So good on him keeping that in the back of his head like that. Normally, multi-summon Espers don't come up very often, except in some pretty limited situations. And this is certainly one of them.
Yepper. I actually found that out with Gollum, too. Like, a lot of these tiers are all about physical damage. I mean, you have the counters from Tier 1. You have hits dealing the physical damage, and you also have the Meteo and the Calmness from Tier 3. And then you also have Kefka himself dealing with the Havoc Wings and stuff for the physical damage. So Fenrir and Gollum, if you're able to have the boosted Espers like we do in this seed, or this flag set, definitely use them every single tier, because they will come in handy and reduce the damage by a considerable amount. So,
no question. And personally, of the two, I think that Fenrir is just a lot better. Mostly because the image status carries over from tier to tier, whereas the Golem Protect status does not.
Because wolves are better. Just leave it at that.
And then, yeah, like you mentioned, it lets you get away with just a whole lot of stuff. Short Arm only uses physical attacks, so everything that he does will miss. You get to block 10 hits with it. You get to block just like random Havoc Wings from Kefka. Rest occasionally does like physicals that are pretty punchy. But yeah, HoneyDoo with a very clean tier 1. So he is on tier 2. And again, like, I don't anticipate that he will have any kind of difficulty with this tier. The difficulty is going to be like if he gets some unlucky hits with the Sword Tech 7s.
Yeah. Pretty much like getting demied off magic into hits afterwards would be the big bad boo-boo.
Yeah.
Of tier 2. Especially with permadeath and the withering effect too. So just adding on top of the hits we're going to be getting taken here.
Yeah, HoneyDoo in chat pointing out that he played it a little safe, and that's kind of what the permadeath flag forces you to do. Because in theory, with a party like this, you could take on Kefka at much lower levels. The trade-off then is that you're much more likely to die if something goes wrong. And if something's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong tier 2 and tier 3. So it's the trade-off then. It's how much risk are you willing to accept in order to get a faster time? Because if you calculate it and you get unlucky, or you just straight up calculated wrong, you probably lose the race. So a lot of factors that go into it, and most people, myself included, tend to play it a little safer with permadeath on the table. But yeah, not a whole lot to say. It's maintain that Fenrir status. Keep up the Sword Tech 7s, and just bop until you can't bop no more.
Bop till you drop.
Bop till you drop. There you go.
Unfortunately, permanently drop, but you know. Yeah, man, Sabin, the Blade Master.
Fitz juiced up his Sabin. HoneyDoo juiced up his Sabin. It's the muscles, isn't it?
Oh, it's all about the muscles. He looks like a bear, so...
That's true.
One of the Ipus.
I guess that's a fun fact, too. That's one of those things that got lost in translation. Got added back in future releases of the game, but like the original SNES version, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. That whole scene.
Oh, Terra thought he was a bear?
Well, Terra says that he thought he was a bodybuilder who strayed from some gym, right?
Oh, yeah.
But in the Japanese text, it's like, I thought you were one of Arcus's bears.
Oh.
And that's why Sabin's like, think a bear like me could help in your fight. Which, like, it follows perfectly in Japanese, but in the English translation, it really doesn't.
Yeah, there was a lot of missed translations in this game, unfortunately. But you know, it worked out, and the game came out fine.
Yeah. Shout outs to Ted Woolsey. That man was not treated very well, and he still managed to make magic.
I see some lesser viewers here in the chat, but don't go anywhere, guys. We still got another match after this, so.
I'm thinking that they're just taking a break, and they're gonna come back. That's the hope, anyway. Otherwise,
yeah,
I'm gonna start yelling, which they can't hear because they're not here. I guess I didn't think about my plan hard enough.
Nah, I guess not. Tier 3. Oh, Wild when open. That is like the worst open you can get with the Wither effect.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's very rude.
Oh, Terra losing half her health right afterwards. Immediately gonna get the X potions out on her Cyan and Terra here to keep them afloat.
Yeah, so no problem, but that was very rude. So if I'm not mistaken, it's basically a 33% chance to open with Whirlwind, a 33% chance to open with Merton, and a 33% chance to do nothing at all. Yeah, if there's any flag set that'll teach you the weight trick, that's for darn sure. Weight tricking, very, very valuable trick. A trick that I didn't know when I first started playing this game, even though I was a big fan of the vanilla of Final Fantasy VI. So, but that's one of the great things that you pick up when you learn how to play the randomizer is weight tricking and when to do it and when not to do it. But yeah, right now you see that condemn timer over his head, or over Edgar's head. So that's one thing that weight tricking allows you to do. One of the numerous benefits is that it pauses all the timers while animations are going on. So unfortunately, it gets hit with the drops of Jupiter.
By the way, Falcon Hit and GB Matt are in the locker room getting ready.
Pretty sure you played active on vanilla.
They played active.
I don't think I ever did. I have done it by accident on a couple of the seeds here, but never on purpose. So HoneyDoo making it through the tier 3 again, no problem. So he's going to be taking out his final Kefka here in short order. He echo screen Sabin so that he could use Palador, and he's going to use Palador to avoid the Fallen One.
Yeah, the Fallen One here, again, very, very dangerous here with the Wither effect and the permadeath on top of that. Believe we have some life 3 action on some of the characters, so it shouldn't be too bad. But definitely some waters we have to kind of carefully step through here. Immediately summoning our next table's mascot here. And there's the follow-on, perfectly executed there.
Yeah, worth noting that he's not out of the woods quite yet.
Nope, because there's a Havoc Wing. Woo! Fenrir coming through.
And that's why Fenrir is so good.
Oh.
HoneyDoo taking off the elemental shields, gonna start popping them here momentarily. What we're waiting for is that text that says the end comes beyond chaos.
There it is.
There it is. So now he won't counter anything. You've got basically a full round of turns to do stuff, and then if you don't kill him, he will use Goner.
Yep.
Goner at this point will kill Sabin, or not Sabin. Will kill Cyan. Might kill Edgar.
Yeah, it's going to do quite a bit of damage here. 3 of the characters under 1,000, but it's not going to matter. Kapow, kapow. Nope. GG's to HoneyDoo for finishing.
GG's to HoneyDoo.
But once again, unfortunately, HoneyDoo is out of the Battle Royale. They are flung over the ropes. oneFreeFitz is going to move on to the final table.
Regardless, a very good race. Could have gone either way for a long time there. So, grats to both Fitz and HoneyDoo for putting on a great show and demonstrating a lot of great Worlds Collide knowledge.
Yes, definitely so. Anything else? Now all the cards, when you get to the front table, are going to completely redrawn. Once again, this was the flag set that they were facing. Very, very difficult early on. I think this was the one everybody was like, hey, I'm on that table when we first started this thing about a couple weeks ago with the finality and the Wither, but they kind of balanced themselves out in the end.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I believe that there was another table that had permadeath, or am I thinking of something else?
No, there was other ones that have permadeath. I think Langmorph has it now.
Langmorph has all kinds of messed up stuff in there.
Oh god, I didn't even bother trying. I think they have Distort on there too.
Oh gee, so like that is the worst flag to me is Normalize and Distort. That one just messed me up so hard.
Yeah. Well, we would,
at any rate,
we would talk with Fitz, but they are finishing up their own stream right now. So they'll be joining us here in just a little bit. Any final thoughts on this race here?
I don't think so. There was a lot of power, and it's fun to watch a race where the racers are able to just blitz through some things sometimes. So once again, congrats to both of them. HoneyDoo did point out that this was he'd been watching speedruns for over 20 years, and this was his very first tournament, in which he did very, very well. Like I said, he's a newer person in the community, but he's already getting quite a following, and he's getting a lot of fantastic in-game knowledge. I've seen him improve in the short time that he's been here, so absolutely a pleasure to have him here, and I hope that he sticks around and does more stuff with us.
Woohoo! Yes, definitely.
And same to Fitz. Fitz also a fantastic racer. It's going to be nice seeing him at the final table along with the winner of the Palador table that is happening tonight, in addition to the other winners at the other tables.
Touché. Alrighty, well that'll wrap it up for us for this first race. Again, we still have our featured match of the night. That'll be the Palador table here coming up in just a little bit. GB Matt versus Falcon Hit. Stay tuned for that. We'll be right back in about 10 minutes. to give you the previews and the lowdown on that match here. Stay tuned. Thank you all.